got a couple more pot calls to review here. These are both made by Zinc as part of their sort of mid-range line. I believe these originally went for around $50 each, actually maybe a little higher, before the Wicked line was introduced. But you've got the basically the Zinc Power Hand crystal here, and then we've got the slate here. So I'll start with the crystal and just kind of talk about it and run you all through it. But you've got this grip ring here, which I really like. Both of the calls have that, and then also they've got this striker conditioner on the back. Another feature I really like about these calls, but this is basically has a cherry soundboard, cherry pot, crystal surface. Personally, I think it's probably kind of a knockoff of the Woodhaven Cherry Classic Crystal, but it was about half the price. I got it on Midway USA for about $48. It's got a really good sound, in my opinion. I have a friend, Keith Swope, the excellent turkey caller. He kind of warmed right up to this call when he heard me playing a little bit. So, and Keith sat there with his Woodhaven Cherry Crystal, and I've sat there with this call, and it's like we each play a pot call differently. When my style tends to be a little raspier. Keith, the way he kind of holds the peg, he gets more of a kind of a higher front end. But we could probably switch the calls, and you wouldn't know the difference. But it's a good call for money. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a knockoff. Both these calls originally came with a laminate kind of two-piece striker. So I'll go ahead and start out with that and do some yelps and some softer sounds. And then I've also got a little hickory striker here and a purple heart. So we'll kind of see the differences there. I feel I get a little higher front end or a little more of a pronounced sort of key at the beginning of the key yock using this purple heart striker. And finally, we'll see what the hickory striker here sounds like. Usually you're going to get a little mellower sound with a little less rasp and back end with the hickory striker as compared to a laminate or purple heart. Give the slate a try here. The slate has a aluminum soundboard. Zinc is kind of unique as far as mainstream call manufacturers go that way. You've got a walnut pot, slate surface, another very dynamic kind of slate with a good high-end sound. We'll start with the laminate striker. Move on to the purple heart. I'm going to do a little soft talk with the purple heart here too. And finish off with the hickory here. I should mention that the crystal surface call here is also capable of some of that softer stuff. Just a little more difficult with a crystal surface. You just have to be a little more careful as you drag that striker along to make those purrs. Do some fighting purrs here on the slate. and I'm going to use the hickory striker since it tends to be a little grabbier on the crystal here. Try some fighting purrs. Fighting purrs is a good call to use occasionally when birds are hung up. They say everybody likes to come to a fight. One thing I like to do for the fighting purr call is kind of vary what part of the pot that I'm making it on, so it makes it sound more like you got multiple birds fighting, maybe. You can do the same thing when you cut with a pot call. Anyhow, I really like the yelps and just the overall pitch and tone of this power hen crystal call. It's also a slightly lighter weight call. It only weighs a couple ounces, so you don't notice in your vest. The slate's a little heavier, maybe an ounce heavier, still not a big difference. I really like the fighting purrs and the cuts on the slate. So if y'all are in the market for a new pot call, I'd recommend these both. I personally prefer the crystal, but a lot of folks have had luck with the slate as well.